And it is June 3rd, 2025, and Elon Musk absolutely loses his crap today, blows up on Trump, blows up on Congress, has extremely harsh words. And let me take a look at my Twitter, which doesn't seem to be working. So Twitter's down. It looks like Twitter may be going under some kind of DDoS attack again. Make sure you follow me there and let me know by liking and sharing this video. CG Tan 520, what is up? To God be the glory. Love all of you tuning in. So I'll remember from my memory, since it looks like Twitter is down under some kind of DDoS, another hack, some kind of attack, probably on Elon Musk's comments. So this is really, really interesting because Elon Musk with Doge, I like to call it the doggy style, was, attempting to cut as much government excess and costs as he possibly could. So there was massive firings. He had a lot of young programmers moving into Washington, D.C., grabbing a lot of data, which is an ethical conversation, moral conversation that I think that we should have, but overall attempting to do the right thing. But again, what does your dirty government do? What can you always count on? And that is never trust a dirty crook politician. Never trust your government. Expect them to spend like drunken sailor hookers. Expect them to hyperinflate you and your kids into infinity, destroy every single last real material wealth in the country, transfer it all to themselves as they extort more debt and create more inflation, hyperinflation, and destroy the US dollar currency. Now, what you need to understand, again, that's their actual goal. So it's not an accident, it's like by default. So the goal of Congress and both houses that are probably working against Trump and Elon is to destroy the country, spend as much of your taxpayer money as they possibly can, print more into infinity, destroy the dollar to do what? To do exactly what I've been telling you for a very long time, and that is to transfer the old U.S. economic, financial, social, human order into a new technological breed, stablecoin, blockchain, Bitcoin setup, which was always the setup this entire time. By destroying the dollar, you see, they create such a problem that they're going to force all of you on universal basic income, force you all into the crypto revolution, force you all into Bitcoin and whatever their equivalent, what they're attempting, but I believe Donald Trump is fighting along with Musk and others, although they're not perfect, and I have my beef on certain issues, have been doing a pretty darn good job. I mean, case in point, Twitter's completely down. Like, check this out. I'm about to hit 100K subs on Twitter. Let me know if you can follow me there, and basically nothing's pulling up, nothing. So it's under a complete DDoS hack. This could be internal. This could be the deep state. It could also be a foreign rogue nation. Keep in mind that we are in World War IV. You're not in World War III, you're in World War IV. 40 aircraft were destroyed via drone strike just 2 days ago. 40 aircraft, our equivalent of B-52 bombers, Russia, suffering huge $6-7 billion, maybe $8 billion worth of losses. These drones came out of trucks, they're autonomous weapons, moved in, blew everything up, took out 2 trains as well, and several other depots. So Vladimir Putin, of course, has not shown his face yet because I'm sure he's planning his counter move. And let's pray that Putin, peaceful mindset comes into focus and that he doesn't radically respond with something that, the world would regret. Let's just put it that way. But Putin in a bunker, Washington, D.C., on high alert. Of course, the doomsday clock has never been closer to midnight. As the currency collapses, the US dollar sinks to zero, and we prep for bank runs, which is what we're going to have here in the United States. We're going to have full-fledged, more bank runs, more hyperinflation. If you're not panicking into real assets and crypto and gold and silver and Bitcoin yet, I don't know what to tell you, but you should be panicking. You should absolutely be panicking into the new technology now. getting out of debt, getting into real assets, because your life truly does depend on it, because this is going to be terrible. And what Elon Musk was complaining about, calling the big beautiful bill an abomination, not necessarily blaming Trump directly, although I'm sure there is some disappointment, but really blaming Congress, really blaming the houses, really blaming a malfunctioning, destructive government that's done nothing but honestly hurt the American people for the longest time, lock you in your houses, destroy your way of life, take away your ability to put a roof over your head and just live a good middle class life. I mean, let's just be honest, guys. You have to be stinking freaking rich now, stinking freaking rich. This is why I'm making you all so rich, because if you're not stinking rich in America, I'm going to give you some harsh advice. Leave. You can go live a much better quality of life overseas. Southeast Asia, definitely. Mexico, definitely. You can go to Vietnam. You could go to Laos. You could go to Cambodia. You could go to other parts of Asia. Japan is first world. You'll save, honestly, 30% on everything you spend. If you go overseas into some of these other emerging countries, it'll be 10 times your money than what you get with the worthless, trash, degraded, hooker, lighted on fire piece of turd US dollar that is the United States. I mean, honestly, if you're not making $250,000 a year, you're still in poverty, I think, in the United States. Because if you've got kids and you're not single, and then you've got health care, and then they scam you with college, and then they're scamming you with health care too, they make you pay thousands of dollars and you still get billed when you, even when you're fine, when you're healthy. And then you go in and they scam you even more. I mean, my wife and I, we talk about this all the time, but we're like, thank God that, God has blessed us, because I have no idea how the rest of America is doing this. So it's a total abomination. It is absolutely disgusting. Elon Musk is 100% right. I completely understand his frustration, and this is why we need to take our power back independently. We're not relying on some dirty politicians, and this is what I've been telling you. Again, join the digital Noah's Ark, real Christian men and women that love you and care about you, that would never lock you in your house. Don't do any business with Jeffrey Epstein. That's only JP Morgan Chase and the establishment. We're not the fake news. We're not the bullcrap mainstream media that's been lying to you and fear-mongering you your whole life and indoctrinating yourself into some kind of slave ship that they've created. While Musk points out that, yes, your government is literally an abomination. I mean, thank God we have Donald Trump. He's not perfect, but at least he's getting some things done. At least for the love of God, he's trying. So, I'm not saying that anyone's perfect. I'm not perfect, but, this is where we are in the United States. So what this proves is what I told you. Again, I'm being proven correct again. I always think of the movie with Forrest Gump. I went back to the White House again, had me some Dr. Peppers. I'm being proven right again. I told you that Doge would fail, that there would be no cost cutting, there would be no savings, that your cracked out prostitute government would spend more money in history in 2025 than they ever have before. I told you, even with good intentions, Trump's trying to have good intentions, so is Musk. They would spend so much money, they would hyperinflate the debt into infinity, destroying the middle class for good, transferring all the wealth to real assets, Bitcoin, crypto, and other blockchain holders like you. Because I know you're it, because you've been taking my advice all these years. You've been buying Bitcoin under 1,000 and at 3,500 when I threw chairs in the pool, and at 16,000 when I was throwing chairs in the pool. And you should have been buying yesterday as I was wrapped in the honorable American flag yesterday, telling you Bitcoin's going to $3 million plus, and that's a conservative estimate. You'll be able to buy this mansion here on the beach. This is a $10 million beachfront mansion. You'll be able to do that probably with one Bitcoin in the future. One. Because the dollar's dead. Guys, it's dead. It ain't coming back. Sorry to say. This is the digital reset they have been warning about, and I've had you prepared. I've had you profiting. This is why we own the best assets in the world. They're only going up only. They will only become more out of reach for the average American. I mean, think of what we've done. We democratized all of this ownership so you can get in just with a minimum of 150 units. You can get into a no bank debt diversified portfolio that only goes up with no bank debt, all the equity rights of true capital gains, real 100% outright ownership. I mean, I just love even saying that. Future income distributions plus 1000x tokenization, unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, best in the world, islandproject.com. I've had a lot of new onboards just come on. Congratulations. I did have a question from one of my big ballers out there. You know who you are. Bill has $1 million with me here. We'll call you Mr. B. And he was asking me about RSR. Hey, am I still bullish? Oh yeah, Bill, I am so bullish. You can definitely buy more here. You can hold your existing position. 2025 is going to be lights out, my man. It is up only. We are in the hyperinflationary end zone now. So this is going to be the biggest wealth transfer. Expect Bitcoin to be trading at 250K by year end, 3 million plus over the next couple of years. Expects the US dollar to completely collapse. Expect bank runs in the United States and real assets that are priced in any currency. See, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens to the USD. This that you see behind me will always be valuable. It will always have value, ladies and gentlemen, and it will be bought and sold with whatever currency that is popular at the time, whatever is the new system, whatever the new monetary system is. And that's the truth. And when you think about wealth that way, you'll understand a lot more about what we have built and what we have done. So absolutely incredible. Elon Musk blasting the big tax and spending cut bill backed by Trump, saying that the one big beautiful bill is a disgusting abomination that will boost the federal deficit. And of course, you know, the other side of this, which is in the ethics side, but this is not a new story. So it's funny to me how people think this is new. But of course, all this big data has now been given to the deep state. You do understand that, right? You don't think they were under the hood with all these software engineers and they weren't grabbing all the data. Of course they were. This is why I told you about Palantir 5 years ago, not today. I told you pre-IPO what was going on there. Keep in mind, Musk and Thiel, which are best friends, who funded Trump, I mean, they are Palantir, right? They all come from PayPal. And so all of these people are one and the same. You can't have a discussion about Palantir without mentioning Elon Musk first, actually. So, you know, that's a hardcore truth. And I'm not saying Musk has done anything wrong per se, or even Thiel. I mean, I think a lot of these people really are American patriots, but let's not kid yourself. And the American people, look, you didn't just stumble on some kind of new discovery. This has been well known for decades. It's just most people weren't paying attention, like they weren't paying attention about Bitcoin. So this is massive news. And again, really what I see here is just, it creates a pandemonium. It creates the panic that I've predicted. It creates the absolute up-only hysteria, which the elites, of course, want this because they're going to bring the masses into crypto and the blockchain reset by sending it up only, like the internet, right? They send it up only. They create these huge behemoth oligarchical companies like Google and Amazon and Tesla and Microsoft, the list goes on, to bring people and to onboard them into the new system. Again, it's about the AI revolution. It's about robots firing the American worker. This is why I've been telling you to join us. And that in addition to that, they're going to be ushering in basically this new technology, this new epic of innovation, fourth, fifth industrial revolution. Manufacturing is going to increase dramatically, but not by human beings. Robots are going to be manufacturing in all the manufacturing plants. And I told you that. It's not like there's going to be more human jobs. There's going to be more robot jobs. The Waymos driving you around, the self-driving Tesla cars don't need human beings at all. So we're going to have massive just thrashing of employment. Expect 10 to 20% unemployment, probably 50% real or underemployment. I would say between 1 and 3 years. And this is ramping up because, of course, their end goal is 2030. Again, this ain't new news, guys. Feel free to revolt peacefully and join us, or don't. Get massacred by the deep state and have the middle class absolutely eradicated, like I've been warning all this time. You know, be docile. Be a little docile lamb. Be a little sheep. And watch and learn. Because this is already happening now. It's not a prediction. It's actually happening now. Bitcoin, of course, at 106K, still hugely undervalued. I'm expecting massive records. Ethereum really breaking out today, especially on the 7-day. Looking at that, massive. That's going to send altcoins sky high, RSR sky high. I'm really bullish XRP now. I've been bearish the last couple months. Remember, I sold about 25% of my holding. I'm a huge whale. I love XRP. It's been one of my top best picks for going on like 15 years now, 10, 15 years. But I sold at around $3, right? I told everyone to take 25% profits, and it went all the way down to like 2. I think maybe even a little bit under that. Let me look at a chart. But I'm actually really bullish now. So I'm super bullish. The XRP army, I'm expecting massive gains. I actually think a lot of millionaires will be minted. My number 1000x pick, of course, is RSR, because that has 1000x potential based on its current market valuation. And let's take a look here. Yeah, how far did we go? Yeah, we did dip under, I was correct on that, under 2. So that's looking good. So XRP Nation Army, I salute you again. If you've taken any of my courses, I recommended XRP over a decade ago. I mean, it already 1000x'd our bag already. See, the American people weren't paying attention. They only pay attention after the fact. That's why I'm seeing everyone talk about Palantir. It's already done. It's already been done, guys. I told you about it 5 years ago. I recommended their IPO. It was the best performing stock in the entire S&P 500 last year. And yeah, you could even argue it's Skynet. You missed it. I'm sorry, you missed it. Unless you plan on revolting, I don't know what to tell you. The American people are very docile lambs. We saw them in 2020. We saw how they handled 2020. They locked themselves in their rooms. They closed the curtains, and they fumbled their lips, and they drilled from the mouth, and they were very scared for a very long time. Not me, it's fine. You know, that's when I really went all in with my investments, all in Bitcoin, really lived my best life, traveling all the time, enjoying all the beaches with no people on it because no one was traveling, and just did not comply at all. I just never do anything that these scumbags tell me, and that's why I'm rich. I hope you understand that. Disobey and join the real 1776 revolution. You'll get ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't be poor. You won't be cracked out on a sidewalk somewhere. You won't be receiving that dirty universal peasantry income. You know, why would you want that? That's not going to be worth the fake paper or the fake digital paper that it's printed on. So this is good news. It looks like the DDoS hack or attack on X has been somewhat fixed. So that's good. I do see that. We are going private at 100K followers here on X at AMTV Media. So make sure to follow me. Make sure you follow the right one. I've got about 95.6K followers. And this really should be when you start panicking into AI, panicking into real assets, the Island Project, panicking into crypto, panicking into Bitcoin. So yeah, bullish, guys. Very, very bullish, because again, being proven right over and over again. The fact that your government is only going to spend more money. Again, Trump spent $8 trillion his first term. Biden spent $6. I'm guessing, I don't know, another $10 trillion or something, maybe the next 4 years, even if Trump isn't trying to spend. The military-industrial complex must be fueled by the criminal elite. This is what Jamie Dimon is saying. He's also warning of a USD reset. He says that the U.S. military should be ramping things up because they've got war planned for all of you. So expect that next as well. And just know the elites have this fully under control. Again, if you keep listening to them, you're going to stay broke, you're going to stay poor, you're going to stay unhealthy, you're going to stay unhappy, you're going to be absolutely miserable and depressed, you're going to have a microchip in your forehead soon, which they'll say treats depression. But I'll tell you, you're only depressed because you have a chip in your head. You're only depressed because you've been locked in your house. You're only depressed because you're broke. See, if you were rich and happy and healthy and you disobeyed and you didn't comply, you'd be totally joyful. I mean, seriously. Just don't listen to what these people have to say. So this is massive, and we really need to pray for our country. We need to pray for Trump. I think it's great that Musk is letting it all hang out. Let those balls flap through the wind and tell the American people exactly what they need to know, that your government is criminal and that we can't trust any of them. And I think that that's great. And I commend Elon Musk for doing that. I mean, honestly, at least he's a truth teller. At least he's telling you your government is a dirty whore abomination of trash. which is what the American people really need to understand and what you really need to hear. And this is why we need to pray for the great patriots. I'm praying for all of you tuning in. Pray for 1776 peacefully, of course. Pray for the good guys, the Christian warriors, people like Papa John, all of my members, all of my subscribers, all of you tuning in that have been following me this whole time. You are wonderful. You are good people. You are the real America, not some dirty scumbag politician doing all kinds of crazy stuff, inside jobs all the time, inside trading their stocks prior to the lockdowns. All of a sudden they come into Congress and they're rich after. How did that happen? How do these people's net worth go from 0 to 1,000x just because they're a congressman or a woman? Doesn't make any sense. Well, that's because just like Rome, when it collapsed, things got very abominable, to use Elon Musk's word, really disgusting. And the military-industrial complex outgrew itself into an abomination, I'll use his word again, of war, and it spent itself into infinity, and then it just collapsed. So we need to pray. And it doesn't matter. I mean, even if it did collapse, that's why we've built our own ecosystem, digital Noah's Ark. I mean, countries can collapse, currencies can collapse. It doesn't matter. That's why we're diversified, we're decentralized, and we own and control our own private ecosystem outside of the usury slave ship banks. Banks can't tell us what to do because we don't have a relationship with them. We own everything ourselves. You understand? You understand how brilliant what we built here at the digital Noah's Ark is? So anyways, I love you, but you do need to get in. I want to congratulate my new members, which I don't think I'm going to be able to log in here because I think I'm logged out, but you know who you are. I've had about 5 of you hit the 250K unit tier just in the last 48 hours. 1 of you hit the $1 million tier, just DC at another 500K. Congratulations to who you are. Tom, you know who you are. God bless you, sir. You're an amazing Christian, amazing patriot. You're a very successful businessman as well. It is an honor to know you. I also had, who was it? Lindsay came in with our minimum. Lindsay M out of California, actually. She's been watching me here out in Cali. Just came in with her first 150 units. And I also had who was it? It was Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah. It was Isaiah, and I'm trying to think of the last name. I can't think of it. Out of Redondo Beach, California, also came in with 150K. So excellent moves. Again, plan on for more records to be broken in the coming days and hours. Crypto is going to absolutely rip your face off in June. Complete up only, complete new all-time records. You're in the reset now. This is the reset that the elites warned about. The dollar has officially collapsed and you're in world war, and we're expecting intensity and escalation overseas in places like Ukraine. I'm expecting counter strikes, counter moves, maybe bunker busters will go off soon, and that's all to be expected. Again, what you just witnessed was a data grab. Okay, that's why the elites were in there in Washington. It wasn't to cut costs. They were grabbing the data. The question is, and we should pray, where did it go? Where did it go? Well, I'm sorry to be so cynical, but you know, guys, I think we know what happened. Okay, they're building their police state, they're building their surveillance state, they hate you, and now they're gonna usher in the new system and the Bitcoin revolution like I've been telling you for almost 20 years. I love you all. Please like and share. I will repost this on X, Facebook. Follow me on X and Facebook and Rumble. We have a Rumble account as well, and just know I'm praying for you. I love you so much, but time is of the essence. You don't have much time left. You really need to get in. If you've missed Bitcoin and crypto, don't miss the Island Project. Make sure you get in 150 units minimum, except Bitcoin and crypto, all of the major altcoins. Inquire with my dad on that, 808-442-2934, and roll over your retirement accounts before the bank runs, because they're imminent. Again, the banks are broken. They're absolutely broke. They don't have your money. So I hope you understand that as the sovereign wealth collapse continues, as you know, Powell is on the verge of cutting interest rates, and as the Japanese yen carry trade unravels, that's only going to detonate and spark more of a banking crisis. But again, that's what they want. Do you understand? They're moving you to the blockchain system. So you need to get out and you need to get into real assets you understand. And more importantly, do not be leveraged and don't have any debt. That's why I don't have any. And that's why Island Project was built without it. 1000X, baby. I love you.